Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. Hit the like button right now for your boy. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Join the winning team. With that being said, it's your host, F. Merritt. We're going to get right to it like we always do. Great weekend of boxing. We had some fights on Friday. We had fights on Saturday. It was a great weekend of boxing. I'm going to get right to it. First of all, we started off Friday with a bang. ESPN top-ranked Navarrete Wilson went down in Arizona. Great crowd, great night of fights. That fight was for the vacant, I believe the vacant 130 belt, vacant WBO 130 belt that used to belong to Shakur Stevenson. Navarrete's moved up. The fight originally was supposed to be Navarrete and Oscar Valdez, but Oscar Valdez, claimed he had got an injury and stuff. It is what it is. That's going to be the next big fight for Navarrete. But boy, you got to give it to Wilson. I'm not going to lie. That fight was a barn burner. What Jim Ross say from WWE? That was a slobber knocker. Straight up, that fight was a great fight. Navarrete, he's very awkward. He's got a crazy awkward style. Sometimes it's like a controlled chaos type of awkward style. He's throwing punches at different angles and someone's going to catch him. And guess what? He moved up to 130. That's exactly what happened with Wilson. Wilson was catching him. Wilson was timing him with good single shots. And that's exactly what happened with Navarrete. Knocked his head back. Ended up knocking him down once. Talking about hurting him bad to the point where when he got up and he saw that the ref was counting, he dropped the mouthpiece. That's an old trick to buy some time or whatever. Referee, kind of was looking back to make sure Wilson was in the neutral corner. And then he looked back and seen, Navarrete dropped the mouthpiece, picked it up, put it back in his mouth. But according to Wilson and his team, Navarrete had like a 26 second count. It was a long count. But me personally, I think the ref did the right thing. He really could have taken the mouthpiece, hollered at the trainer, and had him rinse it off like they're supposed to do. But he forced Navarrete, put it in your mouth, and let's go. And Wilson was once again on the attack. Navarrete survives the round. Navarrete was getting hurt a lot in that fight, but he was showing a lot of heart, and he started getting his wits about him, getting his feet back under him, and that's when he started kind of mixing it up, going to the body and the head of Wilson, dropping Wilson, and eventually stopping him. But when I tell you it was a great fight, I don't think it was any losers. Even though Wilson, he came in, it is what it is. He tried to win. He didn't get the job done, but he made a major name of himself. A great account of himself. His team, I think he was with the Headbangers gym over with Barry Hunter. So salute to them, man. I think he just ran out of gas. I think maybe he emptied the tank a couple times when he was hurting Navarrete, and he was having a hard time when Wilson was getting hurt. He should have been holding. But I think Navarrete just kept coming. And like I said, he mixed up the body. He's going to the body, taking the wind out of Wilson even faster. Then mixing up, going to the head, dropping him. And then that's kind of all she wrote. But listen, man, Navarrete has got to get better at 130. You can't come to 130 playing. These guys are different. They want your head. They want all of that. You got to be smarter. I think Navarrete clearly won this fight on his heart and his heart alone, okay? Can't go back to that, and you definitely can't play with Oscar Valdez like this. Oscar Valdez has a motor, power puncher. He's coming for you. He's well rested. He wants to get back in the ring. We'll see when that fight's going to take place. But salute to Wilson, salute to Navarrete, getting the job done, putting on a great fight for the fans. Maybe they can get a rematch. We don't know eventually down the line, but good salute to both fighters. Next fight, that was on Friday night. Next fight was on the Zone. First fight up was Alycia Baumgardner. She went out for Undisputed. She handled her business, Undisputed. I think she had like 3 knockdowns. Me personally, I was thinking she was getting hit too much in the beginning. And as soon as I said that to myself, I'm like, yo, she's really taking some shots. Her opponent's coming to fight, throwing a lot of combinations and stuff. And then she gets dropped 2 times. So Alycia dropped her opponent like 2 times. I'm like, okay, looks like everything's okay. But she emptied the tank a couple times, and you can clearly see she was out of gas, taking rounds off here and there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to work the jab a little bit, but when she ended up hurting her opponent, she would immediately try to empty the tank and get her opponent up out of her. Her opponent ended up surviving, but her opponent did take a good little beating. But salute to Alycia, for becoming undisputed. So we'll see what happens with that next. She says she wants big fights. Um, Maybe we can get a rematch. I don't know, man. We don't know. We'll see what happens next with her, man. Maybe the rematch with Michaela Mayer, which was a great fight. Michaela Mayer was in attendance. This happened at was it Madison Square Garden? I don't know. The first fight was a good fight between Alycia Baumgardner and Michaela Mayer. We'll see if the rematch happens. Obviously, Michaela Mayer wants that rematch. She hasn't had a fight since that fight yet. Maybe she comes back in, gets a tune-up fight, and then we go straight into the rematch. We don't know. I don't know. But Alycia Baumgardner, man, listen, great fighter. Just got to work on the stamina. But maybe that was just for that fight. She did say, her cycle started, so she was dealing with all that stuff too. Salute to her, salute to women's boxing, man. Women's boxing is on the map. I'm a big supporter of women's boxing. If anybody knows that you definitely know that I'm a big supporter of women's boxing. There was a lot of stars in the house. Clarissa Shields was in the house. Obviously, Katie Taylor was in the house. Francine Deshawn, she was in the house. Everybody was in the house to support women's boxing, and that's what y'all need to continue doing to help build women's boxing. Main event, Amanda Serrano. She handled her business against her opponent. She became undisputed. I think that's what, 130? If I'm not mistaken, 135, 130, something like that. She became undisputed. And immediately after that, Mr. Eddie Hearn got in the ring with Miss Katie Taylor. And they made the announcement for the rematch, May 20th in Ireland. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. Oh, man. If you didn't see the first fight, boy, you missed a phenomenal fight. Probably fight of the year last year. And without a doubt, one of the best, I say probably the greatest women's boxing match of all time. This took place in Madison Square Garden last year. It was something special. From the ring walk to the action in the ring to the final bell. It was epic. I'm going to say it again. It was epic. I can only imagine the same thing that's going to happen in the rematch May 20th in Ireland. Listen, they said, Katie Taylor kept her promise. She came to New York City to take on Amanda Serrano. And now Amanda Serrano's going to keep her promise and go to Ireland. And the sad part is, Mr. Eddie Hearn has said in the post-fight interview, Katie Taylor's never fought as a professional in Ireland. That's kind of crazy. I don't know, maybe security issues, or because their fans over there are crazy. They probably got some of the best fight fans in the world. So salute to the Ireland fans over there, man. You guys got a treat coming. Listen, Amanda Serrano, get ready. You've been handling your business since your defeat. You rebounded well. You just became undisputed. It's time to fight Katie Taylor again. It's another big money fight. And if you look at the first fight, you could have stopped Miss Katie Taylor in the first fight. She was out on her feet a couple times. But you know what? Both fighters, I believe, are going to go back to the drawing board, see what they did wrong in the first fight, make adjustments, make the right calls, come up with another great game plan, and let's see another great all-time fight of all time. Not only in women's boxing, but in boxing history. This is going to be something special. It's going to be something epic. Look out for it. With that being said, those 3 fights happened this past weekend. Great night of fights from Friday to Saturday. The women held it down. Navarrete and Wilson got it cracking. Oh, man. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button for all things sports entertainment related. It's your host, F. Merritt, Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. While you're at it, if you have hit the subscribe button, go and hit that notification button so when I post a video, you get the alert, baby. With that being said, it's your host, F. Merritt, Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. I'm out.